All right, our next demonstration is for feathers on a bird. I'm going to go ahead and work on this wing right here. This area to me looks kind of fluffy, so I feel like there's a different technique that we should show for that particular area. But I want to show you how to give definition that's going to resemble the wing in that bird. I'm going to use a sculpting tool. And first thing I'm going to do is just kind of carve out the details that I want to see. Now, right now, this is more like, I guess you could say it's more like drawing my details on. And then what you're going to see is more of the sculpting techniques. Many people in my classes, I see them draw on details just as I am showing you right now. Okay, and that's a beginning step. It's not wrong. In fact, I'm showing you this because I do like that idea. But I want to show you what to do to make it look more realistic, okay? All right, just to get it started, I have carved in a few different details. Now I'm going to use my carving tool, and it's a bit rounded at the edge. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push down the areas around where that feather is supposed to be, that wing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these wings look like they're sticking out just like they do on that bird. So I started by drawing, and now I'm going to push with my tool next to that area so that that area is recessed. And of course, when I'm working here, it's not perfect. This is just the beginning. I always use my hands to smooth out my details. Okay, now see, that's starting to become a little bit more natural as opposed to me just taking a needle tool and, carving in or drawing in those features. I want to make it actually stand out like I see in the actual bird. So again, I'm just removing a little bit of clay, I'm pushing it down and doing different things like that. And then I go on top of it and I'm smoothing out any rough edges because, of course, rough edges are not really what we see in a beautiful animal like a bird. All right, now I'm going to work on this next little section right in here. I know you can't see a whole lot of detail from the video, but again, this first little wing in here is going to stand out more than the wings behind it. So again, I'm going to go ahead and just carve around that, and I'm pushing down the clay so that those feathers start to protrude. Okay, so I'm going to try to get this up closer so you can see the details. It's very rough right now, but between using my hands and my tools, it's starting to look a little bit more realistic. So again, the point is to avoid being able to just draw in details. You want to give it the realistic illusions of what a bird actually looks like. Okay, birds don't have lines drawn in. They have dimension to their feathers that are realistic as opposed to just drawing in details, okay? So if you look now, I have an indentation, and that is, making that top wing stand out. And that purpose, again, is to make it have realistic features. I also have some wingspan up on top to be able to show these little tiny feathers. And I'm going to work next to each one, and I'm recessing the clay in those areas. I do definitely have to rest my hand on the table with both the hand that I'm using to hold my sculpting tool and the hand that is holding the bird, mainly because my hand's going to start to get shaky and I'm not going to be very accurate with the details that I'm trying to put into that bird. Now I'm going to use the pointy edge just to start putting in some of the edges of those feathers. And then I always go over it with my hands to smooth it out and also, get rid of any unnatural, I guess, marks that I'm making. All right, and now I'm starting to see details that I wanted to resemble feathers. So hopefully that is helpful in getting you started with the kind of textures you're trying to do with your own sculpture.